Hello, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, my name is Nicole. I'm currently a teacher. I can't say first year teacher anymore because I just finished up my first year teaching. School just got out last week. It's the next week now, and so I thought I would do a little life update over what is going on in my life. There's a couple things I want to talk about in this video, and I just thought it would just be a good thing to just do a whole life update so you guys can kind of see where I'm going at in my life in the next couple months. But before we begin, I do want to say thank you to everyone that's subscribed to my channel. I finally hit over 100 subscribers, and it makes me so happy because I feel like I have been working pretty hard the last couple months on my YouTube, and so I'm very happy about that. And my last video actually just got over 1,000 views, which also is like big for me. So I just want to say thank you for everyone that's watched my videos, subscribed to my channel. I hope you guys stay around, and yeah, teaching vlogs are kind of on hold right now because of summer, but hopefully you guys can see other parts of my life and get to enjoy those kind of videos. So hope you guys have something to drink. I have a Celsius, coffee, water, whatever. Maybe you're watching this at night. Whatever you want to, get a little snack, and let's just get into the video and talk about what's going on in my life. Okay, first thing before we start anything, I did want to address the school shooting that happened last Tuesday at Robb Elementary in Texas. It breaks my heart more than anything that this has happened. I feel like now I can finally just say anything and talk about it and listen about it without sitting there crying, because last week I really struggled with just being able to, and I can't even imagine what that school is feeling, what the state of Texas is feeling, because all the way up in Indiana I'm hurting for them. And I think more than anything, it felt so close to home because it was a 4th grade teacher, and I taught 4th grade this past year. And these are literally like my students' age that these kids were killed. And I couldn't even imagine that my students getting killed. I just couldn't. And change does need to happen. Like this is just unacceptable. We're at the point where, as a Christian, I will, always pray for people, do this and that, but I'm so sick and tired of saying, I'll pray for you in your community. Like, something else needs to be done at this point. I think the main cause mostly was, well, the boy, but just the door was propped open. And it's sad that we have to make sure all the doors are locked at all times. We have to do this, we have to do that. I know this past year, in the winter, the heat was awful in my room. Like, I would get so hot, and I would it'd get to the point where I would almost feel sick because I was that hot in my room. And so I would open up the window because they weren't really fixing my heat. I told the custodian, she messaged the guy, supposedly they brought it down. I didn't think they brought the heat down, it was just bad. But and so I would open up the window, and we didn't have screens. This is an older school, and we didn't have any screens or anything. And it was just scary. There were times where I thought about it, this is not safe to have a window open at a school. It's not safe. And so I would close the blinds and have the window open. So was air really getting in? Probably not. And I didn't like to keep my blinds open because, one, how the sunrise would come up. My kids would have the sun in their eyes. I had one boy, his eyes were watering so bad because the sun was in his eyes. So I always tried to make sure the blinds were closed, and just because they got distracted pretty easily, so I would close the blinds so they would focus a little bit more. They wouldn't go see what's going on the outside world to get them off task. But mostly it was because of what's going on in the world. It's so easy for a gunman to see us if the blinds are open. And so sometimes I would have subs and everything, and they would sometimes open up the blinds, and I'm why are I would get as soon as I get to school, I would shut the blinds because I was the blinds don't need to be open. And it's sad that we're in this position. And I just hate it that like kids have to go to school with this fear. Teachers, it's literally their job, have to go. Like, we didn't sign up for this part. Whenever we're in college, never once did I take a class on how to deal with this. Texas, I'm pretty sure Robb Elementary kids did what they were supposed to during a school shooting. Kids still got shot and died. And it's just to the point where there needs to be a change at this point. I know I kind of kept my mouth shut on social media about it, just because I don't want to like give out false information, you know, like spread false information from my sources. So like I said, I really haven't been watching the news on that much on it, just because it's been so heartbreaking that I just sit there and cry every single time I do it. But this probably last couple days I've been able to like do my research on it a little bit more when I see an article about it and things like that. So without having to like just sit there and like my heart just breaks and breaks and breaks. But so just kind of going on. So anyways, on social media, this one, and it kind of made me mad, but like in a way, I think that person didn't mean anything bad about it, but like it made me mad because it's like, why does we even need to go through this? So basically they were like reshared a post saying how like retired veterans would more than gladly like arm a school, like get a couple out of each elementary at each school around the country. And like, yeah, that's awesome. I bet a lot of retired veterans would do that. But why is it down to that? Why are we at that point? Like, that's what triggered me the most, was that we shouldn't even be at that point where we need to have that much security. Why, like, all my other friends that have jobs that aren't teachers or other things, you know, like, they don't have security. They don't have that. Like, and it's, why are we at that point? Just a few weeks ago at Buffalo, why can't we go to the grocery store without the fear of being shot? Like, it's just, pardon my grammar about that. It's just to the point where like, I'm over it. I'm so sick and tired I'm so over this. Like, it's disgusting. It straight up is disgusting, and something needs to happen. Okay, I'm gonna stop my rant because it's like 7 minutes into it. So I'm gonna stop now. Still praying for everyone that went through it. Anyone that has gone through a shooting like that before, I couldn't even imagine. It was just heartbreaking. Still is. Another thing is, I did vlog on the last day of school. So our last day was last Tuesday, the 24th. Yeah, 24th. And so I vlogged it, and then, you know, when I got home, I saw the shooting. I just didn't feel like it was appropriate to vlog that day. So I actually deleted that footage. I really wasn't even happy with what I filmed that day. It was kind of chaotic, so I didn't get a whole lot of clips to begin with. And so it just didn't feel right sharing it and posting it on YouTube and everything. So did not end up putting anything up for the last day of school. But if you're curious, you can definitely follow me on TikTok, because I kind of made some different posts about like the last day of school and just like packing up my classroom. So packing up my classroom. Now here's the real tea of what's going on in my life. Okay, right now I'm currently unemployed. I don't have a teaching job for this fall. Don't know if I will. So I live in Indiana, and you have to take tests after, well, every state does. You have to take the Praxis. It actually was the Pearson when I was in college, and there was 5 tests that I had to take for Pearson. And I only passed 2. I only passed the math and social studies one by the time school had started this past year. Well, then on August 31st of 2021, they got rid of the Pearson because it was just so hard to pass, and I agree. They brought back the Praxis exam. Praxis, there's only 3 tests. You have the big elementary one, you have math and science together, and then ELA and social studies together. So because with the Pearson, I only passed the math and social studies, those two completely wiped each other out and it didn't even matter. So I had to completely restart. Now, if I would have passed the math and science, I wouldn't have had to retake the praxis, or the social studies and ELA, I wouldn't have had to, or the elementary one, I wouldn't have had to. But because I'd only passed the math and social studies one, and those two didn't go together, it completely wiped it out. So I had to retake it. I'm at the point where I have passed the elementary one and the social studies and ELA one. I have not passed the math and science one. The science part is kicking my butt. I've just never been strong in science, and yeah. So basically this past school year, I originally got hired a year ago, probably around this time a year ago. And, you know, I did let them know that I haven't passed my exams yet. And when school was getting closer and I still hadn't passed all of them, they were like, okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna basically put you on a 1-year deal. You can't sign a contract or anything. You're kind of getting sub pay. Like, I would get paid for the days I was there. I was still getting teacher pay. It's just over breaks and things like that, I wasn't getting paid. Or if I took off, I wasn't getting paid for that time. And so there was that. And then, so they're like, but if you pass your test by the end of next school year, so by the end of May of 2022, you can, we'll officially sign you on in the district. Like, you may not be, I knew I wouldn't be at the same elementary school, but I was potentially going to be teaching 4th grade still. So I was like, okay, work out. Did not pass it this past time. I think I was like 10 to 11, 12 points off from passing. And yeah. So you have to wait you have to wait 28 days in between each time you take it. They give you like a raw score at the end. They don't tell you if you passed or did not pass, but the raw score is accurate. So I knew I didn't pass, so I just went ahead and rescheduled a new one. Funny thing is, nowhere in the state of Indiana is giving it out in June. So now I have to wait, and then the first week of July, like July 4th and everything, me and my family's gonna be out of town on vacation. So then I have to wait the next week to take it. So I'm retaking it on July 15th. So I was on an emergency license. So you can get an emergency license in the state of Indiana. It expires every year. So my plan is just to reapply for it on July 1st. You have to wait till July 1st. So I'm going to reapply for it on July 1st. And then I'm going to, I think it's like up to 3 years you can do it. I'm not 100% sure. So, don't know. I applied. I didn't work in my county that I live in. If you didn't know that, I worked outside my county. So I did reapply for the county that I live in. Hopefully something will work out. They are hiring a couple different spots. So I told myself, so basically it's just kind of a waiting game at this point. But I also told myself that if I don't pass in July, which I know that's a crappy attitude, but if I don't, then it's okay. I would just be a sub, or maybe an IA if they absolutely need me. And I think just because I want to be in a school, I don't want to not be in a school. So this would everyone needs a sub, so I would just sub in my county until hopefully once I do pass my exam, and hopefully I can get hired on. I would prefer, what I was doing this past year was a 30-minute drive, which I didn't mind. I signed up for that county and everything, I applied for that county, so I knew the drive. But the new school they were gonna put me at, I didn't realize was 45 minutes away from my house. And that's just, it's not something I really want to do deep down, if we're gonna be honest. So I would love to just stay in my county at this point, because of the drive, and gas prices are not the best right now. Most friendly. So, most friendliest. that's kind of where I'm at. I applied for a part-time job over the summer. I had an interview this past weekend. Hopefully I'll get it. I had to fill out a background check, so I'm like pretty sure I did get it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. He said he would let me know by the middle of this week. So that's kind of it. And yeah, thankfully I do live with my parents, so like this like unemployment right now is like not the best for me, but I also like I do pay for some things on my own. So hopefully, you know, I can get this. My goal was, you know, I would have loved to have 2 streams of income this summer, like getting paid from teaching, you know, just because I had how I did originally want it to be, where I'd get paid all year round, and then plus a part-time job. So right now I would just kind of be looking at a part-time job pay, which it's not the end of the world. I have money saved up, live with my parents, like it is what it is. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at. I know it's like not like the best news in the world, but I've definitely cried, and I think I have it all out of me now, and I can talk about it without crying. Like a week or two ago, I could not do it without crying, and it was just so much. It was the fact that like I didn't pass my exam because I took it the week before school got out. I didn't pass my exam. Had to pack up my whole classroom, didn't know where I was gonna go. Had to say bye to my first class ever kid. Had to say bye to them. Had to say bye to my first classroom, my first, like all my coworkers, and then the shooting happened, and it was just so much. Like the last couple of weeks, I have not been able to stop crying. Like I just cry. So all I do is cry. So I am a little bit better in a headspace wise for that. Just kind of trusting God and like His plan, and I know it's all gonna work out and things like that. So, but yeah, I hope you guys like this video. I think that's kind of all I have to say. Hope you guys liked it. Like I said, thank you for subscribing and liking and watching my videos. I truly appreciate it, and hope I see you guys around. I do still plan on uploading every Wednesday. That's not going to change. I have a couple trips coming up, so I'm super excited to vlog those. I have been trying to like vlog over on TikTok, so follow my TikTok. I'll put it down here, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. I'll also put that down here. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.